Hey everybody, salam. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have not been on YouTube in around a year. I just got really busy with life and kids and just so many other things. And I decided to give that a break and focus on my Instagram account, focus on my TikTok, focus on building that, networking with brands and building my own brand. So I've kind of been busy with that, and I finally found the time to kind of come back and resurface myself on the YouTube platform, inshallah, and hopefully you guys can benefit from my videos. I was requested on my Instagram account by a few girls to kind of create a very short series with around 2 to 3 videos, just kind of discussing taboo topics. They suggested that I talk about things that people don't really like to talk about or discuss just because they are taboo topics, and there's a lot of debate or dialogue that goes around it. I decided to overcome that fear and, talk about this topic. As you could see, the topic for today is divorce within the Muslim communities. And first and foremost, I want to share something. Although I am on Instagram a lot and I do share videos and content, I try to keep my personal life, to myself. But when I see girls that look up to me ask for help or ask for guidance or ask for feedback, I felt like, okay, well, maybe I can kind of share my story or share my struggle and talk about it on a more general basis, not necessarily a really specific basis, but kind of talk about it in a general sense and try to, share my struggle or my journey and how I kind of overcame that. And I just wanted to touch base on that with you guys. So I'm creating this video, which hopefully is not too long, maybe around 10 minutes. So hopefully it doesn't take too much of your time if you're watching this video. If you like this video, please consider sharing, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and click on the notifications button so you could be notified when I drop new videos. So without further ado, let's get started. And the first thing that I want to talk about is normalizing it and accepting it within our communities, because I do feel like within our communities, more specifically like the Muslim community, sometimes, a lot of men or aunties or just sometimes the older generation is always pointing fingers and trying to say so-and-so got divorced for this reason. It was her fault. It was his fault, blah, blah, blah. We want to stop that as a community, and we need to start accepting that divorce will happen eventually when two people are just not compatible. Divorce does not mean that it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that either person is bad. It just means that this marriage did not work out. It could mean that both parties tried their best to resolve it and make it work, but it didn't work, which was my case. And that's okay. And I feel like that will start with people accepting divorce, or people normalizing divorce within our communities, is kind of by the divorcee, the person being divorced, how they respond to the community members. So for instance, if somebody wanted to come up to you and ask you, oh my God, I heard you got divorced, what happened? Or they want to ask details, you don't need to get into that, because when you get into that, that's where problems start and rumors start spreading, and you don't really want to be the person that is going to have a rumor spread about them in a wrong way. So the best thing that you could do is try to limit your answer and just say, we tried our best, it didn't work out, and inshallah I wish him the best, and inshallah everything works out for either party, and just wish it like that, and just like end it right there. And that's kind of what I did within my community. If anybody asked me, oh my God, I heard you and your husband left each other, you separated, you divorced, whatever it was. And my answer was very short, was very direct, to where they couldn't ask me a second question, because I'm very private again, and I'm very, this is something very personal to me, and I have 2 children, so I have to be very careful about what I say. And it's just best like that, because when you limit your answer, that's kind of how people stop talking about it. And if you kind of show them that, hey, this is something that's normal, I'm okay, and inshallah, nothing but the best for me and him and for the kids, this will be better, and it will be better. That's how you kind of change their mindset about it. So that's the first thing that I kind of wanted to tackle, is know what you want to say and have an idea about what you want to say when the community wants to ask you about, your divorce. So I'm going to kind of shift gears and talk about something a little bit more different, which is staying on good terms with your ex, with your ex-husband, with your ex-fiance, especially if you have kids with them. If you don't have kids with that person, there's no reason why you guys should kind of be friends or connecting. That's just my personal take on it. But for my case, I have kids with their father, so I try my best to stay on good terms, stay positive, have a good attitude. Even though the marriage might have not been that way, but afterwards, it's really healthy for the relationship. It's really healthy to co-parent, and it's really healthy to kind of be on good terms, be understanding, and just work at it together, especially when you have kids. And I cannot stress this enough. And this is going to help your kids' mental health be better, I guess. And it's going to help your kids be more accepting to mommy and daddy not being in the same house anymore. And you need to teach your kids that this is okay. And the only way that you're going to teach them that is not by telling them it's okay, but by your actions. And your actions speak louder than words. And we always hear this. And the only way that that's going to happen and your kids are going to accept it is by you and dad having that healthy relationship. Now, of course, I do understand that there's so many cases where mom and dad are not on good terms, and it's understandable. A lot of people have messy divorces, and alhamdulillah, for my case, it was not like that. It was very civil. We both made the decision to split, and that it was the best decision for us to split for the sake of the children and for the sake of our happiness and for ourselves. And I understand that for some people that's not the case, but I need you to understand that that's also okay. But you as a parent, your job is to be the wise parent and to teach your child that everything is going to be okay, and you have to try to make the atmosphere as calm as possible. Try to make it a problem-free zone. Never ever talk bad about their parent, the other parent, the mom or the dad. So if you're a dad watching this, don't trash talk the mom. If you're a mom watching this, don't trash talk the dad, and just kind of work around that. And just try to stay on good terms as best as you can. I don't want to dive into how that happens, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of articles or YouTube videos of people discussing these types of things that you could kind of research and look on in further detail. One other thing that I wanted to mention as well is that it's not the end of the world. Things do get better. I remember when I first got divorced in 2018, I thought the world was going to end. I thought that, oh my God, that's it. I will never ever remarry, and it's going to be so hard. I have 2 kids. How would this happen? It happens. It will work out in your favor. You need to trust the process. You need to give yourself time to heal. You need to be very patient, and you need to learn to love yourself first and foremost before looking for a partner that you need validation from to love you, right? So that's a whole other topic that I don't want to get into right now, but you really need to learn to love yourself first and foremost. Find out what you love to do, find out what makes you happy, and do this on a regular basis and validate that for yourself, by yourself. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in a relationship because you need somebody to give you that love or give you that care or spoil you. You need to do that on your own, because that's the best way for you to have a clear mindset, a clear understanding exactly of what it is that you want for your future. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you kind of give yourself time to heal and accept accept the process, accept that, you need time to focus on your mental health. You need time to, again, heal, because it is a long process. It is a long journey, and you really need to credit yourself and not give yourself a hard time. Going back, touching base on doing what you love and finding what you love, I just wanted to mention something that kind of helped me overcome my divorce in the beginning and kind of helped me shift my thinking from, oh my God, I'm a divorced woman, to, hey, I have something that I want to work on in my life, and I need to kind of be really busy so I can get my mind off things, right? So a lot of times people get their mind off things by doing wrong things, drinking, smoking, hanging out with people that are just gossiping, or God forbid, doing drugs. These types of things that really don't improve you, don't get you to become a better person, don't help you grow, and actually diminish your growth. So an important thing that on my journey, I could share with you is finding something that you love, doing it on a daily basis, and, basically having a full schedule where you don't have time to be thinking about negativity. You don't have time to be thinking about your ex-spouse or what was, or the memories or things like that. And I'm telling you this from a point of after you've been healed, because of course everybody has to kind of go through that to kind of reach that point. You have to cry, you have to think about everything, and you have to just kind of go through that loop. But once that's over, you need to get into it, and you need to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that I can't dwell on it. I can't dwell on the past. But what I can do is focus my energy and my time on my future and look for the things that I love to do, find what makes me happy, work on it on a daily basis, and try my best to make it something. And that's kind of what I did. I built a platform after I got divorced. Alhamdulillah, great platform. I got to meet amazing people. I got to network with people. I had so much to do, and I felt like there just was not enough time in the day for me to do it. And that kind of helped me focus on myself, right? It helped me grow. And that's something that you could do for yourself as well. So find what you love. Write down things that you love. Try new things, explore new things, explore yourself. Treat yourself like you're an adventure, because it's the most beautiful adventure that you will ever go on. It's a beautiful ride, and just enjoy the journey, because I promise you the end results are beautiful. I want to toggle back and talk about the topic of divorce a little bit more. And I want to mention that don't compare your journey to other people that got divorced. Don't compare your journey to a happy couple. Don't compare yourself to anybody for that matter. You are in your own lane, and you need to stay focused and don't have any distractions, because you need to understand that what one couple might fight about is not the reason why you and your spouse fought about when you were together. And what they're happy about might be a reason that you're sad about, right? So don't focus on other people's divorce. Don't focus on other people's marriages. Rather focus on yourself, because you have so much energy. Like, don't underestimate the energy levels that you have in yourself, and what you can do when you manifest it, and when you tell yourself, like, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something amazing, and just working towards that. So gear your energy towards you. So gear all of that towards you and towards your journey and towards your path, and stay in your own lane, and don't get distracted by so-and-so got divorced, so-and-so did that, oh my God, look at that person, they're happy. You shouldn't care. You should not care about these types of things. You just wish people the best, go on your way, and just be laser focused onto your life, your journey, and if you have children, your children as well. So that's something that's really important, that kind of helped me become who I am and helped me overcome my divorce. And the last thing that I wanted to point out is that divorce is not wrong. Again, divorce is not wrong. Like, divorce happens. It doesn't mean that my ex is bad or that I'm bad. It just means that we're just not compatible for each other, and that's okay. And even if you were together for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I mean, sometimes stuff happens. Your compatibility can change over the course of time, and you might start finding some things in your life that you want to change. It might not work out for you and your spouse. Does that mean you have to stay in a marriage that you're not happy in? No, it does not mean that. So just try to understand that divorce is not a bad thing, and we need to start normalizing it and accepting it within our communities. Another note that I'd like to say is try your best to kind of be a worry-free person. And I know that sounds crazy, like who isn't worry-free? But what I'm trying to say is try to think of things on a positive level, right? Try to think of things on a positive note. Because when you have a positive mindset and you're always thinking positive things, right? And you're always telling yourself, like, hey, it's going to get better. Instead of saying, hey, it's going to get worse. And telling yourself, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. This is too hard. I can't do it. I wish I can go back. It was more convenient for me. No, don't tell yourself these things. You should tell yourself things like, hey, I could do this. Hey, if she did it, so can I, right? So compare yourself to things that are better, and compare yourself to places that you want to be, and tell yourself and manifest that you could become that person. Tell yourself, I'm going to be that person and become that person, and love the journey, because you're not working. See, the thing is, what people don't understand is that you're not working on something to have an end result. There's no such thing as an end result, because every day in life, you're working on yourself. You're working on whatever it is that you love to do, right? So you don't work on something and it ends at a certain date. It's not like a project that's due. Your life is not a project. Your life is an ongoing, beautiful path, a beautiful journey in which you will be feeding it, watering it, giving it sunlight, giving it that positive energy, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. And if you read books and articles about energy and about manifesting the best for yourself and for your life, you'll see like, yeah, like your mind is so powerful, and you have to kind of utilize that, utilize this source, because this is the greatest source that you have at the end of the day. So your mental health, thinking positive thoughts, that it will get better, and that I can do it, and that nothing can stop me, because if that other person can do it, then so can I, because I'm not limited to what I can do. I'm an amazing human being. I'm a strong human being, and I have a positive mindset, and I'm going to think positive things, and I'm going to make the best out of it. One last thing that I wanted to say is that don't be afraid to improve on yourself, right? So when you get divorced, don't tell yourself, okay, this person, my ex was doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was oppressed. I'm not going to change anything about myself. It was his fault the whole time, or vice versa. Don't think like that. We all make mistakes. We all need to improve at some point. It takes two to tango. Just like your ex had faults, so do you. And you need to sit down and recognize your faults and see where you made a mistake. You don't have to admit these mistakes to people, because it doesn't matter what you tell people or how you admit yourself to people. But what matters is that at the end of the day, you sit down between yourself and you think, and you tell yourself, okay, how can I improve? What did I used to do that I know was wrong? Or maybe I didn't know I was wrong. I could research and read articles and watch YouTube videos, because there's a ton of information out there. Tons of information out there that you could use to your advantage. So don't be afraid to improve, because we all have to improve. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a prophet, right? At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. So look at yourself and improve yourself, and recognize your faults. That's an important thing. You need to recognize your faults. And I know that sometimes it's hard, because it's just like gulping down like something that's heavy right in your throat. Like, oh my God, okay, I don't want to tell myself that I was wrong or that I did this. It's just easier if I just blame him. No, that's wrong. You need to tell yourself where you're wrong, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be improving yourself, as I was saying. But most importantly, at the end of the day, you could sleep comfortably at night, because you have answers. You have answers, because we all get frustrated when we don't know why things go a certain way, or why sometimes, we're angry, or we have a negative thinking. And that's because we're not looking ways to improve. And that's because we're not reconciling what good we have and what bad we have. And I feel like that's important at the end of the day, is because we need to have a balance. If you're not reconciling, the good things and the bad things that you're doing, you're probably going to have a heavier negative side than a positive side. And that's why you're probably going to have a negative mindset. So you need to kind of consider that and think about finding ways that you can improve. And most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, and if you are here till the end, you're awesome. And it just tells me that you're so motivated, that you want to know more, and you want to hear about how you could change your life after divorce. And that's not being afraid to try something new. And this is crucial. Like, this is crucial, and this is the highlight. This is the cream of the crop. This is the cherry on top. This is the most best advice I could give you. Don't be afraid to try something new. There's always fear that it exists, right? Fear of the unknown, fear of not knowing, like, hey, what will happen if I do this, or what will happen if I don't? But what if you tried something new and you found it to be the most amazing thing that you did in your life? What if you always wanted to be a nurse and you decided that you wanted to start going to school? You overcame those barriers and you said to yourself, I'm going to do it. And you did it, and you found, like, hey, I'm so glad I took that step to finally become a nurse, to study hard and to be the best nurse that exists. You did it. You overcame it, and you realized, thank God I took that advice. Thank God I wanted to do something new. See, for me, and I'm just going to give you my example, before I got divorced, I was a normal housewife. I had an education. I graduated college, alhamdulillah, but I didn't have any goals. I didn't have any vision in life. I wasn't making any money. I had the mindset that the man should do everything and I should stay home and raise the kids. And I realized when I got divorced, that was not such a great idea, because when you're divorced and you're on your own, you need an income. You need to learn to, earn a living, get a home. and have, multiple streams of income. You need to learn to do these things. And it took me a while, like 2 years, to finally reach a point where, okay, I'm kind of stable. I could kind of do this on my own. But the first 2 years were a struggle. So that's kind of why I'm telling you, find something new. If you're somebody that's still married and you're probably having problems in your marriage, do this now. You don't need to wait till you're divorced to do these types of things. Do this now as you're hearing me out, because it will change your life. You will start to see life from a beautiful angle. You will start to see the sun shining on everything. You won't see the rain. You won't see the clouds. You won't see all of that stuff. Because when you try something new and it works for you, or you try something new and it doesn't work for you, you're learning so much about yourself, about what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And that's the most important thing that you can give yourself, is answers, and understanding who you are at the end of the day, and understanding what you love to do and what you don't love to do, right? Because it's been one heck of a journey, and I know that my journey is way much longer, and I know that it's just going to be a beautiful journey, and my journey is unique to me, and it's going to be different from you, and it's going to be different from everybody else, and I need to love my journey and own my journey and respect the struggles, respect the good days, the bad days, right? And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. I know it's been a little bit long, but if you found this video useful and if you found it beneficial, drop a comment, share your thoughts, what you thought about this video. Share it with your family, with somebody that might be going through this, somebody that just needs a little reminder to do these types of things on their everyday life. And yeah, subscribe if you have not done so, and love you all, and talk soon. Bye.